Hi, this is Lily Smith, and for Homework 4, I decided to focus on Chapter 12, which is Crisis Communication in Sports Organization. I decided to focus on this because it brought the most attention to me, and there's a lot of crises that have happened within sports organizations. In our book, it talks about how a sports organization responds to a sudden problem or scandal, like abuse or misconduct, to manage public reaction, protect its reputation, and fix their image. When reading Chapter 12, the first thing that came to mind when I thought of this chapter was the Houston Astros scandal in 2017. The Astros won the 2017 World Series over the Los Angeles Dodgers. It later came out how the Astros were involved in a sign-stealing scandal during the World Series. This team used equipment like cameras to find out what the opposing pitcher was throwing and then signal to their own hitters by banging on a trash can what pitch was coming next. For baseball players, being able to know what pitch is coming next makes hitting the ball a lot easier. Thinking about this brought me to my first point from Chapter 12, which is image repair and apologia. Image repair and apologia is referred to how a team or organization responds to something like a scandal. When the Astros scandal came out to the public, it was ruining this team's reputation. I use the point of image repair and apologia because both the MLB and the Houston Astros had to apologize to the public and try to repair their public image. The Major League Baseball organization went into an investigation for the scandal and fined the Astros $5 million. The MLB also took away the Houston Astros 2020 and 2021 first and second round picks of the draft. After that, the Astros also apologized to their fans, and some of their players also owned up to their actions in interviews. Coach image repair is also within image repair, and this is also really important. The Houston Astros manager, who was A.J. Hinch at the time, was also suspended for the whole 2020 season, and they even made it to playoffs that season, and he was not able to coach. This was one of the most jarring punishments from the MLB. The suspension was showing responsibility from the MLB and the coach, and he was trying to gain the Astros fan base trust back as well. The owner of the Astros later fired him. My second point in Chapter 12 that I thought was important was situational crisis communication theory. This theory in particular focuses on the way audiences respond to organizations that face a certain crisis. The definition of situational crisis theory reminded me of how the fans reacted in this situation. Non-Astro fans clearly wanted their World Series stripped, especially the Dodgers fans. And on the flip side, Astros fans maybe wanted a little slap on the wrist and wanted to believe that their players or team never would do this. Since the Houston Astros crisis was technically preventable, and since it was preventable, the organization received more backlash from the media and damage to their reputation as a whole. In the article I chose to read about this, which was how the Houston Astros cheating scandal affected public trust in Major League Baseball, a historical research approach, it says, fans of the Los Angeles Dodgers were particularly upset because Houston had defeated the Dodgers in the 2017 World Series. It was suggested that the Dodgers should have been retroactively awarded the 2017 World Series title because the Astros were found to have cheated during the 2017 season. However, the MLB did not honor this request. This was kind of showing how Dodgers fans responded in this crisis. It also talks about how when the Astros play the Dodgers in LA to this day, Dodgers fans taunt the Astro players and show up more than ever for that certain series. The Astros manager would say in interviews how much he could tell that the Dodgers would not let this go. Looking at this, I wanted to connect that point back to Module 2, Be a Relationship Coach, to Communication Climate and Communication Culture. I wanted to look at this because with communication climate, you can more focus on positive and efficient, which is always better for the team. This brings me to my third and final point of Chapter 12. I decided to focus on sense-making and behavioral expectations. In our book, this is described as the way we are programmed as sports fans to accept sports outcomes and representing in the way media is able to frame our interpretation of sporting events. In more simple terms, this is how fans figure out what is happening during a sporting event and how the media expects players or teams to act during a crisis. This is really relating to the Houston Astros scandal because a lot of people thought when this happened, why? Why would a good team need to cheat? Why did they think that they could get away with it? They already made it so far in the playoffs and postseason, and they're clearly the best in their division. Why cheat now? This has a lot to do with the media aspect and the behavioral expectations of this, because the media made it a really big deal that everyone involved in this scandal needs to come forward and make a statement. The media during this scandal kind of messed with everything and tried to be involved with everything. People and the media were harsh and critical and judged them and wanted them to take full responsibility. When the players did do this and did take responsibility, it was never enough for the media, and they were always doing something wrong. I feel like this is when stuff really got messy with the media aspect. In the end, the Houston Astros scandal wasn't about just stealing steins and cheating in the World Series. It was about broken trust. It reminded baseball fans, athletes, and the organizations that winning means nothing without just being honest and trying your best. The Astros still have their 2017 World Series championship. The scandal pushed the Major League Baseball to strengthen its rules. I feel like the scandal taught everyone a lesson and always just to be honest and have respect and protect the game that everyone loves of baseball.